Hello and welcome to the Decision Ringside Digest. I'm your host Kirk Day, along with my co-host Nick Miller. And in this video, we're going to go over yesterday, April 29th's games that happened. Some very, very big games. We got a very long stretched out record that had been broken by one of the Canadian teams in the playoffs. And I'm sure most of you know what that one is. So we'll be going all over those the three games in this video. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from us, because the playoffs are very exciting, as we know from last night. I mean, last night, I got to say, was probably one of the best nights so far. And we're going to be going over all of it. We had our initial reaction between me and Noah last night, and in this video, we're going to be doing our breakdown. We're going to be doing this throughout the whole playoffs. So if you want to see it, make sure to subscribe. And without any further ado, we're going to go into our first game here, which is, I'm sure, is what you all know is what's going to be the Maple Leafs versus the Lightning. And in this one, the Maple Leafs win the game 2-1 in overtime, with the overtime hero John Tavares take a series win in 6 games to move on to the second round versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. What an incredible game is all I got to say. I mean, I say a lot of people didn't expect it. This was exactly what my prediction was. It was the Leafs in 6 in this series. I think this was yours as well, Nick, on our predictions. But what an absolutely fantastic game. The Stars did their job last night. Matthews and Stamkos kick goals in regulation, and Tavares gets, like I said, the overtime winner. Absolutely incredible game from all the Stars. You know, this was they wanted this. Everybody on every team, like all the Lightning players, Leafs players, they were all in for it. They need to win. And this, like I said, this is the first series win for the Leafs in 19 years. Like, that's nuts. That's crazy. But I gotta say, it's well-deserving. They've built their team around this for the past few years, and this year they finally added the pieces they need to get past the first round. But as well, Samsonov proved he can play in these big situations. You know, he got the win in this game against an absolutely strong Lightning team. I think he's like 34 saves or something. But an absolutely fantastic game, I gotta say. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, we can actually officially start calling John Tavares the drought killer. He
Yep.
killed an 18-year drought in New York with the Islanders, and he killed a 19-year drought with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, I mean, Chris Cuthbert was amazing on both calls. I mean, I think he said they finally caught lightning in a bottle. Like, what a thing to say, like, right on the spot. Like, that's a perfect call by Chris Cuthbert.
Yep.
But aside from that, the Leafs, honestly, I thought they got outplayed for the 5th out of 6 games in this series, and they managed to win. It's honestly, they deserve it, because the past 4 years, I think before this, they deserved to win the series, but they didn't come out with the win. They got unlucky. And in this one, I think they deserved to lose this series, but they came out with the win. So it's honestly, it's, even as a Habs fan, it's nice to see it's finally over. Like, they're finally out of this torture, and to be honest, I want to see Boston win tonight so we could see Boston and Toronto in round 2. That'll be another demon the Leafs have to go through. But what a game, what a series.
Yeah, I'd certainly be looking forward to that Maple Leafs and Boston series, you know. See what happens in that one, because I think if the Leafs can go through that, who knows how far they'll go. I mean, I think they can go pretty far if they do that.
They can go through anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we got for that game. So we're going to go to our second game here now, which is the Devils versus the Rangers. In this one, the Rangers win it 5-2. The series now tied 3-3. They extended to a Game 7 against the Devils, who looked pretty out of it in the first 2 games, but they came back at 3 in a row. The Rangers get this one, tied at 3-3, heading to Game 7 here on Monday, I believe. But it was an off game by Akira Schmidt, I gotta say. But there's not much you can do with goals coming from Kreider, Tarasenko, and Zibanejad for the first 3 goals of the Rangers, you know? Those guys are the superstars. They're the ones you expect to score. This is how I thought when Akira Schmidt would have came in game 3, what it would have been like, you know, coming off, not playing in a little while. The Rangers stars been playing every game. They come out. But Akira Schmidt's been good. He had an off game last night. It happens. I've always said it. It happens. It happens to everybody. But speaking on the goalies, it was a very good game by Igor Shesterkin to actually win them this game, because even though the Devils didn't get the result they wanted this game, their offense has been electric the last few games, and they got shut down today by the defense as well by Igor Shesterkin. So it was a very good game by him as well.
Yeah, I gotta say that this had to happen for the Rangers. Like, they had to get goals from those guys. Like, that's the reason you pay your stars, is to score goals like that. Now, we're still waiting for a Patrick Kane wake up. Maybe that happens in Game 7. Patrick Kane is a proven playoff player. He hasn't been so far. Maybe he'll start showing the reason why the Rangers brought him in. But for the Devils, I thought they played well enough to win this game. But the Rangers just, they just jumped on Akira Schmid, and I mean, there's only so much you can do when you're a young goalie like that, and then you got, like you said, like the star players coming in for the Rangers and putting the puck past you like that. They were all nice shots. The first 3 goals were all like really nice. I think the first one actually was a deflection. off of Kreider's leg, but there's still nothing you can do about that, right?
Yeah.
It's like a deflection on the side of the net, shot that was going wide by a mile. So I think Akira Schmid's played. He's played good. The Rangers had to make really nice shots to beat him, and I'm really excited to see what happens in Game 7 tomorrow. But the Rangers, they had to wake up, and they did.
Yeah, and winner of the series will go on to play the Carolina Hurricanes. So I think it'll be a good series, whatever result comes out of it, whether it's the Devils or the Rangers. But both teams, they're going to have to step up in this Game 7 because the Rangers in the first two games they were on the hot step, and then the 3 games after in games 3, 4, 5, the Devils looked very, very good. They outplayed the Rangers in all 3 of those games. So it's going to be they're both going to have to play an absolute insane game to be able to win this one because both teams look like they want it this series. I got to say, they both do. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in this Game 7 because I'll be for sure watching this one the whole way through. And with our third and final game of the night was the Oilers versus the Kings. And in this one, the Oilers win at 5-4, the final score. They win this one in 6 games. They win the series. Very, very stressful series, I think, for Oilers fans because, the Kings played pretty well against the Oilers. I got to say, the Oilers get past the Kings, and they were struggling a bit against them, I would say. Not so much for, Draisaitl, because we've been talking about how good he's been all playoffs. But the Kings played very good defense, shutting down McDavid when he was getting the opportunities. He had a few goals here and there, but you're not going to be stopping McDavid on every play. That's just impossible. But winner of this series will go on to play the Edmonton Oilers will go on to play Vegas in round 2, which I think will be another very good series along with the one just like we said, the Hurricanes versus the Devils or Rangers. But McDavid and Draisaitl will have to keep this pressure up if they want to beat Vegas, because we know how good Vegas has been the past few years, and this year coming out absolutely dominating Jets in the last few games of that series. They've been looking pretty good. Laurent Brossoit was on this game. I'm sure a lot of people probably didn't expect that, but Laurent Brossoit has proven that he was capable of these big situations as well, just like Ilya Samsonov. But against McDavid and Draisaitl, I think will be the true test to see if he can stand up with these superstars in this series.
Yeah, the Kings looked really good that game. I gotta say, what a season and what a series for the Kings. It's another step forward. I know it seems like a step back from last year, because they went 7 last year and then they managed to improve their team. But the Oilers improved too. You got to look at that. The goaltending improved for Edmonton. Maybe not in this series, didn't look like it, but I'm definitely more confident in the goaltending now than I was with Mike Smith. But the Kings outplayed them almost in every aspect this game. The one they didn't, and the one you'd expect them to outplay the Oilers in, was faceoffs, where they have guys like Kopitar, Deneau on the draws, but the Oilers actually won 57% of the faceoffs in that game. So that's a big thing for the Oilers. They needed to start winning faceoffs. The Oilers got to step up for the next round if they want to manage to beat Vegas, because Vegas is a very hungry team. They're going to be coming at the Oilers. They're going to be all over them in the first couple minutes of a game. I believe the first game will be in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
Should be, yeah.
It should be in Vegas, right? Okay, so yes, because Vegas won the division, I think. Yeah. So that's gonna be, they're gonna have to weather the storm for the first few minutes of that game, I'm thinking. But if they can do that and they can win at least a game in Vegas, and we'll do another video on this, I'm sure, in the preview. But if they can win a game in Vegas, I think they'll be off to a good start for that series.
Yeah, and I seen a clip of when the Oilers won last night. There's a lot of Oilers fans in Vegas, just in the casinos, all in the lobbies. They were in troops down there, so we'll see what the split is between Vegas fans and Oilers fans in T-Mobile Arena come first game. But I'm sure it'll be pretty interesting because there was a lot of fans that looked like theirs, so we'll see what that looks like. But before we finish this video, just gonna go over the games that we have tonight. We got 2 Game 7s between the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins, and the Seattle Kraken versus the Colorado Avalanche. 2 series deciding games tonight, and that's the last bit for the first round, I believe, apart from Monday and the Devils and Rangers. So we're getting down out of the first round now pretty well. We're going to get our matchup soon, I'm sure. We're going to get these ones tonight, and the last one between the Hurricanes and Devils or Rangers on Monday. So we'll be going over a second round preview again in another video like Nick just said. But that's all we got for this video. So if you liked it, make sure to give it a like, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from us, because like I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to have waves of it coming throughout the playoffs. Now it's getting down to crunch time, going down to second round. It's going to be very exciting. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.